Good morning. This is the weekly Forex recap by Admiral Markets. My focus, as always, on the Euro dollar, pound USD, dollar yen, and Aussie. Before we do that, though, be aware that this video is intended for a global audience, may not be suitable for everyone. Take a look at this link, admiralmarketsglobal.com, select your country of residence, contact an appropriate entity to find out more about that and other conditions and details. Also, trading for exchange and global financial markets is considered high risk and may not be suitable for everyone. Therefore, please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. This video is for informational and educational purposes only, and by continuing watching this video, you agree with this disclaimer, plus you are aware of the risk involved when trading. Alright, my first currency pair on the list is pound USD daily chart, and we're looking at a downtrend channel, and price is relatively close to that bottom of that channel. So from that point of view, there might be not much space for the pound dollar to continue in that downtrend. Similar to these points, price still making a bounce to the upside when getting close to that. Now, in this case, of course, there could be a break as well. If price breaks through this support line, there could be a follow through to the bottom here, and price could maybe accelerate towards the bottom and make that fall. If price doesn't manage to break the support line or bounces at the support line, then there could be another rally back to the top of that downtrend channel. All right, so it's a break or bounce spot around 147, 147.50, 148. Let me double check that. Yeah, around that 148.25, 148 level. That is an important level if price breaks below or above it. I'm looking at a daily chart. Of course, if I consider a break, I would like to see a daily candle really pushing below it before I consider that level broken. Ultimately, this weekly chart, of course, is showing strong momentum to the downside, a correction, and now a downtrend channel. But relatively, that last third downtrend channel part here is quite a shallow angle. So I'm curious to see if price can manage to break this support level and continue with the downtrend, or whether this is just a correction and price will break above resistance like this for a bigger correction. All right, so that's basically what I'm keeping an eye on. This channel, from the long-term perspective, whether we get an upside break or a downside continuation. That's something that I would be very curious about. But otherwise, in the meantime, when zooming into the 4-hour chart, from a closer point of view, I'm looking to see if price can break this correction, make that small fall, and then either bounce basically back to resistance or continue its fall for a downtrend continuation. Of course, the market might be a bit slower this week because there are on Thursday and Friday many holidays, in fact, so the market on those days will be slower and Friday will be closed, so that's something to be aware of. Good time maybe to take a look at our webinars. For instance, we got the weekly FX recap with Nenad tonight. On Monday, he's going to take a look at what setups he finds interesting this week. Tuesday and Wednesday, we do have live trading labs, in fact, live trading rooms here. And on Wednesday evening, Nenad is going to take a look at scaling in, and I on Tuesday at Fibonacci sequences and how we can use those for targets and letting winners really run. This is the Euro dollar 4-hour chart, and I'm looking at the price respecting this 50 fib. As you can see, the NFP event only caused price to go down from about 110 to 108, and price not breaking through that 50 fib. So from my point of view, this is looking like a bigger correction, and that means that there could be more upside to be expected. Now, from that point of view, it doesn't mean that price cannot fall towards these fibs and bounce from there back up to the top. That's certainly possible. So from that point of view, I'm not saying a very good position to go long, but ultimately my point is that because the the interest rate increase did not send euro dollar that much lower and did not let this euro dollar break the yearly low at 104.50. Talking about this monthly and weekly low here, price did not manage to break through that. So from that point of view, I think that there's a higher chance that this could turn out to be a correction back to maybe 112, maybe even 114. These targets right in here. All right. So from that point of view, I think that there could be a lot of consolidation the next week or two. Also, of course, with the holidays in mind. So from that point of view, price might fall to the 61.8 fib, but that would be a bouncing spot. And eventually, if this trend line gets broken, there could be a small breakout, I would say, to retest the top. And if the top gets broken, to go up to the target of -272. So as long as this price stays above this bottom, these fibs I think are bouncing spots. And as long as price then breaks this trend line, I see actually potential breakouts right in these zones where I have the blue arrows. but then rejected off of the 123.50 level. Couldn't break that 78.6 fib and also trend line. So price really having a lot of trouble with breaking through and continuing with the uptrend. Of course, on the weekly chart, we can see that uptrend very clearly. But there is a big consolidation zone at the moment. And price is hanging in between the resistance and support trend line, as you can see here. So obviously, these two levels are important from my point of view. A break below the support, we could see a bigger correction, and a break above it, we might see that uptrend continuation if price also manages to break above this particular top right in here. That's the first thing. Now, when we zoom in to take a look at what's happening in between the major support and resistance, there's a lot of bearish price action at the moment. So I think that there's really not much interesting trades here, but if price makes a push up, there could be a bounce off resistance from these levels back down support. There could be some range trades within this zone. As long as price doesn't break it, price could just bounce back and forth. That's the only thing that might seem interesting on the dollar yen. Moving over to the AUDUSD, you can see that downtrend channel and price bouncing off the -272 target. And from that point of view, I think that this could be a small resistance zone right in here at the top of that channel. And if price breaks through it, there could be a breakout up to the next resistance. So that's the only thing I think that could be an interesting part on the AUDUSD. Otherwise, it's really stuck in a pretty big, wide triangle here on the daily chart. Price kind of halfway that triangle at the moment. So it doesn't seem to be a very interesting position. Maybe if price gets to resistance, some downside potential. If it reaches support, I'm a bit skeptical because it is a triangle that occurs after a pretty strong downtrend. So I'm not seeing many trade setups. So maybe if price gets up to resist, it could be interesting. Otherwise, it's a quite a choppy kind of consolidation, and we'll be careful with the AUDUSD as its current form. All right, hope to see you in the webinars this week. Take a look at Admiral Markets, the content that's being shared daily through social media, and the website, of course, admiralmarkets.com. We show good trading and a great week, and see you all soon. Cheers.